Hi, my name is Ps Ronny and together with my wife, Kay, we've set up Living Waters Village in the jungles of Borneo, which is in Indonesia, a place to look after lots of abandoned children. 21 years ago, we started with this plot of land. It had nothing, it was far away from everywhere. It had no infrastructure, nothing, it's just all jungle. And whereas now it's a town. It's now a town with roads we built. And we just found that a lot of children that were neglected, that were actually tossed in the jungle, not wanted anymore. Girls also that we found, if they got their period when they were 9 or 10 or 11 years old, and they were sold by the witch doctor. The witch doctor would sell then your daughter to an old guy who's already got 3 or 4 wives. I just used to go home and I used to weep before the Lord and say, God, there's so many of them everywhere, so what can we do? And then God so very clearly told me that I need to bring the kids in. And I said, in where? And he said, in your home. And I go, God, I can barely make ends meet myself with my family. How am I going to look after all these kids, paying for everything? And then God very clearly said, you bring them in and I'll do the rest. When God told me to prepare a place for 1,000 neglected kids and build schools for 2,000, well, I said, okay, God, if you want me to do that, well, this is what I want from you. I want a minimum of 25 hectares. It's got to have a road to it. It has to have electricity to it. It's got to have a river at it. It's got to have springs on it. It's got to be high enough that it never floods. Now, I didn't have any money whatsoever. I didn't have anything, but I just had faith. After 10 months, I was getting rather impatient and I was really annoyed. We went to bed and I was reading to my wife from Psalm 37, verse 34. It says, don't be impatient for the Lord to act, travel steadily on his path. He will honor you by giving you the land. And my wife looked at me and she goes, see, be patient with God. But that week, a guy rings me up on a Friday and he says, are you the man looking for land? I said, yes. He said, I have land. Near the telecom tower. He said, come and meet me on Monday at 11 o'clock, stop at the coffee cafe in this town, and then I will show you my land. So it took me 3 hours to get there and stopped at the coffee cafe. This guy gets out, gets into my car, and he says, my land is that way. It took forever because the road was so bad. And I said to the guy, so where are the telecom towers? He said, oh, none this way, they're all the other way. I said, well, you said you had land near a telecom tower. He said, oh no, I never said that. I said, yes, you did. I vividly remember you saying you've got land near a telecom tower. He said, no, not me. I said, you're the guy, right, who rang me up on Friday to say that you got land. He said, no, I never rang you. I said, why did you get in my car when I stopped there near the coffee cafe? And he goes, I remember this car. He says, looking for land. I've got land and it's that way. And I go, oh no, I got to go back to somebody waiting for me to show land that way near the telecom tower. And he goes, no. He said, okay. He said, but my land is just another 15 more minutes. And sure enough, within 15 minutes, we were there. But when we stopped there, it was all jungle, all hilly. And of course, you can't see a thing because it's all jungle. So I had to climb a tree. And so I'm climbing a tree. And in the tree, there God says, Ronny, this is the land that I want to give you. And I go, what? I didn't know whether I should laugh or cry or I just was absolutely perplexed. And so the man then was down below there and he says, how many hectares do you want? And I go, well, 25 hectares. But I didn't tell the guy I didn't have a cent. I didn't have any money. But just a week before we were about to buy it all the money came into our account. Not too much again, not too little, just enough to pay all the land. But the guy who actually rang me up never rang me again. I never heard from him again. So I still believe that it was God who rang up, an angel of the Lord or somebody, to get me there because he knew that I wouldn't have gone out there. I just would not have gone out there because the road is so terrible. And so God had to come up with a scheme to get me There, now we've got 300 hectares, so about 800 acres. So I got lost twice just surveying the area. That's how big it is.